Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm going to get a giveaway going while we're waiting for Vehicle to join us. It's going to be a random fantasy note, so get in there. Tonight, we are going to do our normal discussion, and then I have plans to run for a little bit afterwards or even during the show. So, definitely, as we talk, if there's something that you want, um, shout it out and we'll see if we got it. But in the meantime, welcome to our currency talk. As I have my kitty here wanting attention. Gotta love the fur balls. I'm doing pretty good. Carolina currency in the house. Yeah, work is keeping me busy. Life is keeping me busy, but I'm enjoying every minute of it, to be honest with y'all. So, but yeah, if you, as we're going on, normally we just talk currency, but if you see something you like and you want me to run it, I'll be more than happy to run it for you. Um, yeah, it's going to be a good time, good show. How much for Puerto Rico Arab money? I got it at 1100. Or you can make me an offer. Oh, there he is. We're gonna get invite him to co-host. I can't go that low. I do
What's
9.
going on, y'all?
What's up, buddy? Jeez. But I do appreciate you making that offer. It's a 66, bud. It's a nice one.
Man,
Um,
I don't even see the offer.
700.
Holy smoke! Yeah, I just sold one for I think I sold, to be honest with you, Fez, you had it priced 1100. I think I sold it for $1,000.
Yeah.
It's 65s are selling for like $800 to $900, you guys. So 66s, if you find a 67, they're like 2,000 and more dollars. I mean, but once you get past 66, they get really, really tough. But
Yeah.
I would, if it was mine and it's PMG graded, I'd be at minimum, like 1050. It's a nice note.
I don't have a raw one yet. I do have one coming, but I don't have one right now. What are we going to talk about tonight, Vehicle? I think we were going to talk obsoletes, right?
We're going to talk obsoletes, Confederates, and I want everybody to understand that we're learning with you guys too sometimes. So, do we know everything there is to know about obsoletes? Do we know everything there is to know about Confederates? No. But if Jay comes in here tonight, you guys, and make sure somebody tags Jay, I will step away, and Jay can really get you guys some insight on Confederate notes.
Yeah, real quick, as far as the 500s, this one's a mule. I got this one marked at 2250. It does have a parent partial teller stamp right there, if you can see it. And the other one is a clean 25. Um, did I say 2250 or Jesus Christ? I'm so tired. 2250 on that one, 2500 on this one. Or again, make me offers. This one's a clean 25, very clean. Lime green seal. You don't see the lime greens too often. But anyway, so yeah, make me offers on those. They're up there. Like I said, 25, 2250. Make an offer. I got a little room to play. Obsoletes. Let's get back to it.
So, what you guys? What is an obsolete note? We're going to ask y'all. What is an obsolete note, and what makes them different than let's say, the our more, I can't say modern currency, but what makes them different than a government issued note?
Windy City in the house.
Windy City, let's go. So Windy City, this is our educational show. So we don't do much selling during these educational shows. We offer buyers and sellers. We offer them advice and answer questions. So that's another one.
But if there is an offer like on those two, the one or the 500s, we'll stop and run. Congrats, Dixie. Again, it's a fantasy note. I didn't show that off earlier. I don't have one around me. I got a Deadpool. I got a Mickey. Pretty cool. Um, so anyway, back to it again. Obsoletes. I don't think we got any answers for that, but why don't we
No, I
just
don't think we did either. So hang on. Here we go. So
I got one
what
be like that. I'll show it later.
what an this is the AI overview. So an obsolete banknote is paper money, usually from the 18th and 19th century, issued by private state banks, railroads, or other non-federal entities before the US established a national currency. They became obsolete when the federal government taxed them out of circulation, making them valuable historical collectibles rather than current money. These intricately designed notes, often called broken bank notes, were only reliably accepted near their origin and are now sought out after their historical significance and artwork. So it says here, state chartered banks, railroads, canal companies, uh, and even like cities issued obsolete notes. Time period was 1792 to the 1860s, and they issued them up until federal currency started coming out. But I guess we do see some obsoletes, you guys. We do see some obsoletes from the 70s, so that would include the ones that ended up getting taxed out of circulation. So, and what do they mean by taxed out of circulation? That's a so they were taxed out of circulation. So what it says here, federal taxation, a 10% federal tax on state banknotes in the 1860s effectively forced them out of circulation, paving the way for stable national currency. So the United States government was like, look, you guys, we're getting banks that are shutting their doors, and we're getting these different places that are not covering their notes. So uh you know I've heard that there's been bankers that would take in they would open up a bank, and 2 years after opening up the bank, after they maybe two or three people failed to pay their loans back, they would take what gold and silver was in the bank, and they would skip town. And back in those days, I mean, you could go from Chicago to Oregon, and it would be hard, but if you had enough money to get there, you pay somebody just to get you there. Kind of like that show like 1883, where those settlers, those German settlers were paying those ranchers. I guess they weren't ranchers. They were kind of just pioneers to get them to through the Oregon trail, and the Oregon Trail was deadly and all that. But there's definitely certain banks on the way that you could trade with, and there's outposts that you could trade with. But for the most part, those settlers paid those people prior to well, they were building trains at the time, but you know, um, there was really nothing that would get you out. And then if you were extremely poor,
Mhm.
or if you're trying to pick up and send all your stuff with you,
Doing good, OG.
Freight was probably very, very expensive, to get you put all your belongings on a freight car and hope that you didn't get robbed along the way,
Oh,
because things were a lot different in the 1830s, 1840s, 1850s. You didn't see people that people that lived in the cities were soft, and people that lived in the country, they had to, they had to grind to get to survive, so you ended up with um a lot of people like that were dreamers, right? That would pay, one of these pioneers to take them, down the Oregon Trail. But as far as by I think by train would have made more sense by the 20s, the teens and the 20s. So during World War One, that's when they started really, it was pre World War One. When you start seeing these type of banknotes, hang on a second. The state issued, let me see if I can find one real quick.
well,
Like
it's funny, Ashley.
1882. Oh shit! Now I don't know where my national notes are. Um, Here's one, but let's see if I can find an old enough one. Here we go. About Jersey City. When you started seeing this type of stuff, this is 1902. 1902, I believe it's a plain back. I don't have a Toledo, Ohio. I had one, but I don't have one now. But so the First National Bank of Jersey City. Now, this you'd be able to take this across America, you guys, and you'd be able to deposit in any bank in the United States because it was secured by the United States bonds deposited with the treasurer. Okay, you guys see that? Secured, where these notes up here, they were not secured by any type of government force, maybe the state, but not a federal government. So if you left state, more than likely you're not cashing in those obsolete notes. Now, as far as trains just, I guess I looked at before I start telling you guys something wrong. I'm going to look it up. When
Ashley, that was the only Virginia I had. I have some coming, but I don't have any on me at the moment. Double checking while he's looking.
so here it goes, you guys. Um, so a major train line, the first transcontinental railroad, began replacing Oregon's trails primarily for westward migration in 1869, drastically cutting travel time from months to about a week and making wagon travel significantly less for settlers. Though wagon use continued for some time. Now, the completion year was 1869. The railroad offered, yeah, so 1869 was the completion year. So we're talking after the Civil War, you guys, 4 years after the Civil War. The railroad offered a faster, cheaper, and safer way to reach the West compared to months-long wagon journeys. While wagons were still seen in the 1880s, especially for gold seekers or those heading to remote areas, the railroad quickly became the dominant mode of transport for settlement. The Oregon Trail's use of mass migration largely ended in the 1890s, with the railroad taking over its function as the main artery to the west. So the Oregon Trail was basically done by the 90s, 1890s. Um,
Yes, the Golden Spike and Promontory Port, or oh God, I can't say the word, but Promontory Point in Utah. That's where they completed the Transcontinental Railroad.
So it says the Oregon Trail was a 2,270-mile east-west large wheeled wagon route and immigrant trail in North America that connected the Missouri River to the valleys in Oregon Territory. The eastern part of the Oregon Trail crossed what is now Kansas, Nebraska, Wyoming. The western half crossed the current states of Idaho and Oregon. And it started in Independence, Missouri, and it ended in Oregon City, Oregon. It was established in the 1830s by mountain men of fur trade, widely publicized by 1843. The governing body was the National Park Service, which there I'm going to tell you guys there was no governing party on the Oregon Trail.
JT, you're getting a history lesson. I'm going to run a show at about 9:30. But yeah, this is an educational show right now. But we
Yeah,
will be running later.
yeah. The park rangers were like the sheriffs, but the I'm going to tell you that the law back then, you just had to pay them off. I mean, if you're rich enough, you just pay them off, and you'd be able to I mean do anything probably. But as far as you know the the you when you guys hear grit, these people had grit. The Americans that the immigrants that came in here and the established Americans that drove west in search of fortune or and sometimes death. Those were the people that really turned the country into what it is today.
Well, I'm
You
just
know,
curious, how many people in here are Gen Xers or millennials? You guys ever play the Oregon Trail on the old computer? How many of you died of dysentery on the way? I mean, that's pretty much what they had to do, right? They'd start off in Missouri, and then you'd have to cross the Missouri River, the Platte, and someone always got killed. Indian attacks. That's why there's so many forts along the way. I think one of the forts in Cheyenne was because of the Oregon Trail.
yeah.
You have all the different landmarks. So making it to Scottsbluff, Nebraska was a big deal. There's a big rock formation there. So it was a treacherous journey too. I mean, you get into the mountains of Wyoming, there is a little gap in the Rockies, but you're still at 6,000 feet. That basically, I think I-70 follows that route.
Yeah, I would just about bet you're right. But trains were, I would say trains became a big deal in the 70s and 80s, but you still had people that, you know, I wonder how much of a salary would cost to cross the train back then. You know what I mean? I'm gonna check that real quick.
I'm sure it was literally a pretty penny, probably a penny. But that was like what, 2 days worth of work?
To
Oh,
let's say Chicago to
yeah, traveling the Oregon Trail. By wagon, it was $200. By oxen, it was 150. Food and supplies was 100. Clothing was 100. Miscellaneous supplies was 50. Total cost could range anywhere from 600 to $1,000.
so here's what I got. So Chicago to the West Coast, like Oregon or California, is like $100 a ticket for second class. And from what I understand, women, you definitely didn't want women traveling second class because they got, you know, it was terrible for them. Um, and then, so you're talking about $100 per person in your family. The families were huge, you guys. So back then, let's say you're 30 years old, more than likely you and your wife have at least 5 kids, right?
Right.
Especially
Well,
if
and
you
you're,
worked on a farm.
yeah, and you were
So,
considered a little age at 30.
right. So so you have 5 kids, 2 adults, at least 2 adults. Sometimes you're gonna take, well, maybe your wife's, just like that show 1883. He ended up taking his sister along with him because her husband, died. He was dead, so he took on the responsibility of his sister and her kids too. So so in the end, I mean, the sister ends up dying on the trail and shit, but and the kid and her kid ends up dying on the trail first, and then she commits suicide. But the issue is that you're talking, if you went by train, you're talking minimum $500, and this doesn't include food. It doesn't include water. Doesn't It probably doesn't include water. Maybe it includes water, but it doesn't include your survival needs on the trip. Okay,
Right.
because you're gonna be on the trip for a week, week and a half, right? And so, um, a first class ticket would be like $135. That was Omaha to San Francisco. Um, but again, it does not include food. It does not include food. Um, Let me see here. What and here's the question that we all need to ask is how much is $500 in 1870 worth today?
So I bet quite a bit.
So man, I don't understand why it's 12,000 to 220, but I bet you the 220 has something to do with gold standard. Because you're talking a dollar back then. So let's say $20. If you had, let's say, that's 25 double eagles. Let's just say 25 double eagles. What's 25 double eagles worth today? 5 times 25, what is that? $125,000.
Right.
So I mean, you're talking, that's huge, huge money. If you're talking, because they were on the gold standard, gold and silver standard, you guys. So even you're talking about today, even if it's 500 silver rounds, let's just say it's $100 an ounce. And I'm not saying a Morgan silver dollar is worth $100, but let's for just these type of purposes, let's call it $100. So what's 500 $1 Morgan's worth? Isn't that $50,000?
It's quite a bit. Yeah.
That's a year wages. To get on a train, it's going to cost you a year wages. What makes a note a key date? Um, uh,
Scarcity.
Scarcity. Uh, Basically, you can find which if you got the purple book, let's say, and you're looking for, what is a key date, it's usually the hardest one. Yeah, low print run. That's a good, yeah, it's a low print run. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Thank you, Faz Zero. Um, but I don't know. I think, th- if you're gonna save, because uh these those settlers, they were paying like $200 a ticket. Yeah, they're paying like $200 a ticket for that, I don't know, that freaking uh um those fellas to take them to where the fuck? to take them to Oregon.
Right. So yeah, I mean, and the thing is if my history serves me, my knowledge of history serves me correctly, a lot of the reason that people did it was is they were, guaranteed land and um, stuff like that back then.
Yeah, they just had to settle the land. If it was untouched land, it's untouched land. They just had to settle it, from what
Right.
I understand too. So, um, I mean, if that happened today, would it be worth the risk for you to take your family across America? You know,
Right.
which I don't think that'll ever happen again. You'll have to pay the taxes on the land or something in order to get it. But
So the 1928B had 9 million printed. The 1928E had only 5 million printed, but the B is more sought after and more expensive.
on what?
The Actually, that's a good question. Which bill are we talking about? $2?
The B is more sought after. We see a lot of E's. The key dates to 1928 $2 red seal, you're going to be B is number one. 28A is probably number two. 28 plain is number three, and four would be C. That's at least my grasp of it. It's 4 million less printed than what? Than B? No, I don't think so. Let me hang on. Let me grab my book. Maybe. Maybe I'll grab my book. Where's your book at, Buzzy?
Right here. All. Let me pull it.
Trying.
1928. Sorry.
I'm looking at my small size book, but I hate using this book.
So 1928B had 9 million. 1928E had 5, like he said. It could be the signatures, Woods and Mills.
So there's less printed in E than there was in B.
Yeah, it's 5 million in E, 9 million in B. But B's are definitely the higher price. So either more E's survive than B's.
I'm looking.
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. But even then, yeah, because Woods and Mills was just that one, and then Julian and Venison. Yeah, it was only one for them too. But no, that's a good question. So I mean, yeah, by looking at the book, I would think E would be the more key date, but people do go for B's, and they are
That's
priced
weird.
higher in the book.
That's weird. It has to be something to do with the time period.
Yeah, that's the only other thing I can think of. I mean, because E's were less printed, and unless they went directly to F and printed it. Well, even then, yeah. No, that's a good question. What about the D's? The D's, 146 million of those were printed. Ha ha! Dr. Drew, you're so funny.
Yeah, I guess you just teach us something because we both thought that B was the least amount of printed.
Yeah, I
I
know.
Fezzy, am I speaking for you, or is that what you thought
No,
too?
I thought that too. I mean, like I said, historically, it's usually the one with the lowest print is the key date, but he's right.
But you may have found like you may have found like a $5 Austin, Texas National. I don't have no Austin, Texas National. No, I sure don't. But you may have found a gap in the. Start taking the E's when you see a 1928 E. Start hoarding the E's because it's an anomaly. Yeah, and, and if you're the first one to notice it, that's like we all should start hoarding 1928 E's as an Edward,
Thank you,
because
Ryan.
this fella just taught us something. Because in 10 years, guarantee it's going to be more scarce than the B. Got to be, right? But I wonder if there's a historical fact around it where some the bees were destroyed or something. You know what I mean?
Well, let's see what ChatGPT has to say.
That's a good idea.
Well, it says 1928 Bs are rarer than the Es, but we
They
just
had a shorter print run.
that may be it too. Yeah. So even though they made more, if the print run is shorter, I mean, they would be, if you think about it, they'd be out there quicker, which means they would probably be less of them. And if they spread out the E's over time, I don't know. That makes logical sense to me, but
Now, I would say usually the way it works with Morgan silver dollars is, the lower mintage is usually the ones that are more scarce. But there is some Morgan dollars out there that have a higher um mintage, but they destroyed they ended up taking like, let's say you have um a 1 over O. I don't know, 8/7, I guess, is the best thing to say. So those sevens were still in that original mintage, but they took those eights and they put a eight over top of the seven. You know what I mean?
right.
I don't see them destroying paper just to destroy it. Maybe they did. I don't know, but um, I would say he found a
Either that or the purple book's
anomaly in
wrong.
it.
I mean, it is possible that could be that should be a one in front of that five. So you never know. Maybe the 1928 is a smaller print run. Here, I got another book. Let me check out my other books.
Well, it was the same thing in mine.
Did you have the purple book or your red book?
Um, I had the I had the small size currency book.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that is weird. Okay. Well, yeah, you found an anomaly, and we learned something. So you guys are teaching us now. Great. Let's run another givey while I'm thinking about it. And the giveaways tonight, guys, are fantasy notes. I got a Deadpool one. I got a Mickey and a Minnie. I got a few of them. It'll be something cool. Um, so anyway, what were we? We were back on. Man, that's funny. 1928B, huh? Oh, I got a 1928B5. That's pretty fun. But anyway, so
Well,
obsoletes, or where were we?
the D is the key on the $5 bills, from what I
Right.
know. But getting on the giveaway, you guys. Let's go. But I don't know. I just think, what's going on, Thomas? Um, I I think he found an anomaly, and people ought to start hoarding their 1928 E's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'd recommend it. Well, of course, I'd hoard, oh, we're living the
Well,
dream too.
yeah, we had like a lot of weather up here, so I drove through a lot of weather today, and white knuckled it home, you guys.
And we're getting ready to go through the same down here in North Carolina. Can't wait. They can't decide if we're going to get 24 feet of snow or if we're going to get just some rain.
Yeah, 24 feet. You mean 24 inches?
No, I'm telling you, they fluctuate anywhere between 1 to 3 feet and like nothing.
Around a foot of ice and snow in Dallas. Holy
Yeah,
smoke!
Thomas, that is coming our way. Yeah, no, I've seen rain. I've seen 3 to 8 inches of snow with freezing rain. I've seen it all. So yeah, thank you, vehicle, for sending that crap this way.
You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome.
Oh, so we were talking about obsoletes.
Yeah.
Um,
So and we got into the Oregon Trail. We got into why it was more economical to use the Oregon Trail over the train system at the time. Um, uh, but I think at the end of it all, you know, obsoletes they basically obsoletes became obsolete in the 1870s because the federal government started taxing the obsoletes at 10%. So if you had a horde of obsoletes, now you're only going to get paid 10% on the dollar, or maybe you're getting paid 90% on the dollar. But that's
yeah,
what ended up. It was more. You go to the store and be like, no, I don't want you to give me. No, they got cashed in for greenbacks. Yeah, they got cashed in for greenbacks. Here's a greenback.
yeah, I was gonna say
It's an 1862 greenback.
I got my as I trip and fall. Help! Oh, I don't know. Some of you have been in here. Remember, I showed these off. They came back from grading,
No,
but that's an example of one.
came back counterfeit. So body bagged, body bagged. What is that Indian light stand in the back?
So Nate Dogg 1990 makes or has a made, and that's his. Here, I'll show it real quick. So follow Nate Dogg 1990. It's a cool little lamp. I use it in the background, and it kind of helps me to show off notes. But they're really cool. So follow Nate Dogg 1990.
hmm, um,
But
yeah, I don't figure you can redeem obsolete notes anymore. You know, but
I mean, there are cool pieces of American history, though. I mean, it's funny because every time me and Vehicle talk, I mean, this is when our money was gorgeous, y'all. And this one's especially cool because this one was printed on. This is back when they were running out of paper, and they printed it on the on another note sheet.
Brent, congratulations, buddy. That's that's a cool Louisiana hunter. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah,
You don't come across those very often with that blue overprint. Uh-uh.
yeah, but yeah, no, it was funny. I used to have a Albany, New York one, and basically back in the day, yeah, still too. Yeah, no, that was an interesting factoid we all learned. But back in the day, anyone could basically make a bank and start printing their own money. So that was part of the reason why the government started regulating it more. So I had a note from that era, and the story behind it was an Albany, New York one, and I think it was called Bank of the Interior. I think I sold it. I can't find it. But long story short, a couple of brothers decided to basically make a bank, and then they printed their own money. So, and government said, yeah, we don't like that, and so they started doing the tax thing, and then you get into the then you get into what they used to do with banks. So these type of notes were basically you had to have X amount of money with the treasury before, and they would send you sheets of these, and then you could basically print money. But you had to have so much on deposit with the government in order to
I'm pretty sure you
print
had
it
to buy
on.
bonds,
Yeah,
government bonds. So, which, you know, it's the beginning, kind of the beginning of the. It was backed by gold and silver. Yeah, at the time, you guys.
yeah,
All U.S. money was, well, I guess U.S. legal tender was backed by bonds, backed by a promise. But you had back then you had gold certificates and silver certificates too, and
yep. Thomas, you're right.
yeah, yeah. I guess if they had a bank run back then, they'd have been in big trouble. 10% on hand. Yeah, I don't know what it is today. Maybe they have to carry 1% on hand for as much as they have deposits, but.
Well, they're
Um,
FDI, what FDIC insured up to so much money.
I think it's like $250,000, but that could be a old number.
Yeah.
Uh, um, I do know that they had gold certificates, they had legal tender, they had silver certificates, and eventually they had Federal Reserve notes. But Federal Reserve notes didn't start till 1914, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. Aren't those the red seals? Oh, I gotta look.
Is is the date back? Is the date back what? Kevin Bro, I apologize because I didn't catch it. Yeah, so 1914 started with the Red Seals like that, and then they switched over to the Blue Seal. Yeah, I still have the sequence blankets. I got your message. I've been terribly busy, dude. I apologize.
Or make me an offer, Kevin, bro.
I will.
Here, I'll give you another pass by.
Yeah, yeah. Just send me another message on my phone, and I'll talk to you about it.
I have it listed at 800, but you can make me an offer. So St. Louis does have some faded print on the front, but I can show it again if you like while vehicles talking.
He loves me. Holy smokes! Yeah, I mean, me and Wendy have always did good business together, so I appreciate it for you.
Oh, I haven't, Ryan. I got to be honest with you. I've been slam busy for the past couple days. I'll definitely take a look at it, though. I promise. It's been a wild ride this week. So the manager duties are kicking in, but we're
But
working on that one. So yeah, you know. So
wonder
yeah,
what
ops. Go ahead.
wonder what other. So they had silver certificates, they had gold certificates, they had national bank notes, they
Yep.
had Federal Reserve notes,
Yep.
they
Didn't
had
they have
legal
treasury?
tender,
Yeah, treasury notes too, right? Or was that just
treasury notes. Yeah, they had treasury notes. They had, obsoletes and Confederates, obviously. But we're talking about, you know, we gotta get focused back on the Confederates and the obsoletes, and I get it. But to talk about those, you gotta kind of talk about the ones that were issued that ended up taking the place of obsoletes and Confederates.
well, it's a history lesson, right? We're kind of
Yeah.
working forwards and a little bit backwards. I mean, again, you start off with, we talked about colonials, now you get into, as you go up, we didn't have any cash money. We were using silver reals for the longest time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then coinage, there were the tokens. It's yeah. So we'll get back to the obsoletes, but you're right. We kind of got to go forward too. You see, the $1 up there on vehicle side. We got the 500s over there on my side. That's so it's like we progressed as a country and got better and better and better, and well, in some ways with our money. That's what I meant.
Yeah. But
I'm trying to.
in all actuality, so the big question is, do you think we're going to get a lot of snow this weekend? Well, I've already got it. So,
We're
yeah.
going to. Well, we're supposed to. We'll see. I prep, so that usually means we're not going to get anything when I prep. If I don't prep, we're going to get like 15 feet of snow.
Yeah.
So I have all my battery packs all charged. Yeah, I'm going to be doing the gas thing tomorrow. North Carolina, middle of the state. So we're in that ice band that they're talking about now. It's shifted upward.
I guess I got to look at what you guys are talking about because I haven't heard nothing of this in Michigan. Like we're getting snow right now, but it tore the roads up today. It definitely
Right.
tore the roads up today.
I bought 4 more battery packs. Man, my wife loves me now. She gave me so much crap about the battery packs, and then as soon as we lost power, she's like, "I love you." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." But so yeah, the obsoletes, different banks, different. Yeah, I know, right? You got different banks. You got different designs. Each bank had their own design, and I got to admit, my yeah, right. I got to admit, my knowledge of obsoletes is not as extensive as other people's for sure. But
Well, I think obsoletes are kind of like um they're they're kind of cheap still, you guys, but the obsoletes should be rare the national banknotes. Does that
yeah,
make sense? So of course there's a lot of them out there from different places, but once you get into like this Waterloo one, there's not a bunch of those out there, I'll tell you that much. And especially a proprietary proof.
yeah,
Do you guys think the obsoletes are? Yeah, they are. They're definitely undervalued. So, and it goes to proof that you see that obsoletes get snapped up really fast when you're at at shows, and Pierre in particular, Pierre, he buys his obsoletes and maybe not special obsoletes, but he generally buys his obsoletes and hoards, right? So he'll pay, 20 or 30 thousand dollars for a hoard of obsoletes, and he goes through them and prices them one by one. And of course, he probably pulls out the BS and he pushes that off on another dealer. But um, Pierre is probably the number one person in the United States as far as a dealer that sells Confederates and obsoletes, particularly. Now
well,
he does sell coins and stuff too. Don't get me wrong, but the bulk of his business is Confederate notes and obsoletes. Um, so anytime you see Pierre, make sure you sit down and have a conversation with him because
and
he's a hell of a guy.
and he will sit there and talk with you. Like I've explained on my show many a times, I fangirled really hard when I first met him, and he will take the time. And if he's not super busy with customers, he will take the time, and you can ask him any question. He will answer you. He's great.
David, how you
How's it
doing,
going,
buddy?
David? Do good. But I mean, look at some of these notes though that they came up with. Man, this one. I mean, this thing is fire.
Yeah.
That's why I say this is, in my opinion, this was the heyday of our currency right here.
Yeah, and so a lot of the times you get the there you go. There's a canal bank. So that particular bank was funding the canals that are in New Orleans to make more canals. As far as I could understand, you know.
Right.
Um, it's tough to learn everything, you guys. It's very, very tough to learn everything. As a dealer, you want a little information of every little note that you can, and over time, you should be able to, get more information as you go. It's a lot of history, and it's
Well,
our nation was built on these banks, on the
yep.
backs of these banks. Because these banks were issuing credit, and they were, of course, they were making money, you know, and these were the powerhouses of the United States of America back during the 1800s.
I mean, and they're, and I'm a history guy too, right? I love history. Let me see if I can find it. There's one in particular that I got to show. And it's funny because, I mean, here's a Republic of Texas. It's been canceled. And I know this, I mean, it is, I guess, technically an obsolete, but it's a Republic of Texas. But I mean, period writing on there. I mean, what's the date on this one? 1839 to 1841. I mean, that whoever scribbled that on there is, long since gone. But this is a piece of history. It's amazing to hold something like this in your hand and think about, where it could have been, who it might have been with. Yeah, exactly.
I agree, David. They were definitely, once they got centralized into governments, they, the bankers took over. So, have either of you come across the Cheerios reprint of Confederate currency? No, no. I have. Right now, I don't know where it's at, but I have a Coca Cola. Um, I
Yeah,
had.
it is funny you bring that up, though. I do have some facsimile notes. Or yeah, $20 was huge.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. We just looked it up. $500 was equivalent to like at least $12,000 today, depending on how you had it. Now, if you had, $500 in gold coin, that's a little bit different. So that'd be closer to probably $100,000. But as far as paper money goes, you know, yeah, $500 is a ton of money. It's a ton of money, y'all. Most of us don't make, most of us probably make over $500 a week now, but back then, most people probably didn't make $500 in a quarter, or maybe even
right.
a half a year. You know?
So yeah, and of course, obsoletes. And then you get into the Civil War period, which is where a lot of them are coming from too, and that transition us to Civil War or Confederate. The Confederate currency and basically, if I remember right, the Confederate currency was oh, here, I'll show it on this too. Um 2500, 2250. Make an offer, Christopher. So 2500, 2250, and give me a minute and I'll show them to you a little closer. But yeah, so 6 months after the ratification of the Confederate States or a peace treaty, you get interest on these notes. And that's why some of the hundreds you see stamped, or some of the fifties and hundreds you'll see it stamped on the back. I don't happen to have one, I don't think. Yeah, here's one. So here's 100. So when they would pay you interest, they'd stamp it. Can't really see it on this one, but there's somewhere it's really clear. I'm not gonna die. I gotta quit smoking, vaping. My wife keeps bugging me to quit. I'm working on it.
So, how Confederate currency contributed to the war's outcome? So, number one, it was financing the war. The Confederate printed vast amounts of money, more than 60% of its revenue, to pay for war expenses, as it couldn't effectively tax or collect tariffs during the Union blockade. Lack of backing, unlike Union currency, Confederate currency weren't backed by gold or silver, but a promise to pay, promise of future payment, making them vulnerable to fluctuations in war fortunes. Massive inflation without limits, printing money led to excess supply, causing rapid inflation and skyrocketing prices for goods, making daily life incredibly difficult. Loss of confidence. As the war dragged on and Confederate defeat seemed likely, faith in the currency collapsed, accelerating its devaluation. Counterfeiting. Union forces actively circulated counterfeit Confederate money, further devaluing the notes. Yeah.
OG Fazio, you're
All right.
hilarious.
Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. Kennedy's on the phone, so I need to go talk to her.
So some of them were canceled, some of them were destroyed. Others ended up in private collections. Some of the ones I've been showing off, you know, these ones. So you have some remainders. Some people found like sheets of them and then cut them out unsigned. Because a remainder is one that's not signed at the bottom, while one that's been issued is like this. And then as far as like how they destroyed it, cut canceled is a good one, like this one. I mean, it's got that comment of canceled, and there you can see the cuts in it. Other ones were given the stamp of death, and let's see here. I got another one where it was
Good deal.
doo doo doo.
Got it all right. Let's go.
Like even though this one's a proof, they would like poke holes in it, or they would
Teamwork makes the dream work.
they would give them the stamp of death.
She takes after her brother's pretty good too.
I'm trying to find one that has the stamp of death. It's usually on Confederates. I know, right?
Okay, I'll let you know. But
It's really funny when Lena's yelling at him and his wife is yelling at him when we're on the phone together. I get scared. Yep, exactly, exactly. Which I have some of those running around too. I know I don't have one, but it's like a red stamp on it, and it basically it signifies that the note has been canceled. Let me see if I can find one.
we have for dinner.
I'm looking. So here, Choice Frick. Oh yeah, those were pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's not it. And of course,
You did selfies.
so contemporary counterfeits. So one of the ways that since the money wasn't backed by anything, one of the ways that the union oh, those are hard to find, dude. You have to like go on Amazon and like get a big ass sleeve. But one of the ways that they tried to kill the Confederacy was flooded the market with a bunch of Confederate bills, and this is a good one right here. Contemporary counterfeit up in woodcut with New Orleans and printed signed serial number 364. Here's another contemporary counterfeit. They were printed on the same paper, but I wish I had this 10 to show you that was real because it's really different. Here's another good one as far as like, when they paid interest. So interest paid in January 1863, interest paid in 1864, interest paid in 1865 in Tallahassee.
Are you able to plug them in?
Yeah, here's another one. Yeah, I like them too. Contemporary counterfeits are definitely valuable. As a matter of fact, those two bills I showed you earlier, which I can't see in front of me, I got them buried in my. Oh, here they are.
Yeah.
I think these are contemporary counterfeits, but PCGS called them just counterfeit. However, I think they're contemporaries, but they won't. Apparently, they don't grade them anymore. Is what I've read. I need to call PCGS, but I think these are contemporary counterfeits. Yeah, I got them body bagged. I don't know if NGC does bills. I know PM was it PMG and PCGS are the two big ones. There's also I think Legacy. I think Legacy's still around. They do them. I'm not sure about NCG though.
See how it works out.
Whoa, got to move that over. Bright Beat Night Collector, how you doing, buddy? We're just talking notes. We're talking obsoletes. We're having some fun.
She had it on her chart.
I'm trying not to like knock everything over on my table. Yes, let me run a Givy while we're discussing. Yeah.
Um, you want to talk to me?
Oh, I'm trying to think. Where was I? So,
Um,
man, I'm losing my. I'm getting tired. Um,
so I mean, you
are
can
they
get
now?
on your phone.
Yeah, North Carolina.
You have to
Man, it's funny, Bribey Knife. I've been going nonstop since like freaking Monday. It's like I am it's like all my projects are kicking off. It's been kind of interesting. So it's like I was trying to study up before we had this little currency discussion, and of course, it didn't work out the way I'd hoped. But
All right.
oh, okay, that makes sense. PMG does. So NGC, I thought NGC and PMG were the same.
Yeah. So NGC forums say they don't grade bills, but their affiliate PMG does. I thought it was the same company, but
It is. It's a NGC and is a division of P. One of the other is the division of the other. Yeah, right.
rarely. Yeah, no kidding. CCG owns both, but CCG is a card grading company, isn't it?
Yeah.
But so I guess missed. I missed everything you guys talked about. Anything important you guys talked about?
No, we were just shooting the shit about PCGS grading, um, stuff like that. I showed off some of the obsoletes. We discussed a little bit about and yes, how loud you were. Oh yeah, I showed him some contemporary counterfeits.
Oh yeah, yeah, I got contemporary counter. I'll show you guys. It's a
Fraud
nice one
bills.
too. 1861 Confederate States of America contemporary counterfeit. It's a nice note.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys, David. Uh, they take a long time because they're busy. Yeah. Um, but I want to tell you, the major auction houses were grading all their stuff with PMG, and they are slowly transitioning over to PCGS. And I don't know what the reason is, but I know they are. So you're going to see more and more um, PCGS graded notes as we go on.
Yeah.
I think both companies do good grading. You know, does PMG grade some notes a little harsher than PCGS? Yeah, but you're talking one grade level. So if something comes back at a you know a 30 with PMG with PCGS, it's going to come back a 30 or a 35. You know, maybe they add a PPQ to it. I don't know.
I was going to say, do I need to remind you of my grades?
That's very true. That he got kicked right in
I
the sack
got
on that one.
8 up, y'all.
Yeah. So PCS is grading this stuff pretty tough too.
David, it's a combination of that, and I like the fact that these, I mean, these are sealed, they're protected, especially this one and this one. Bry, I didn't know they had issues, but um, I mean, obviously, Legacy would be my third choice if I had out of the three. But what issues did they have? I'm kind of
So the issue with Legacy is uh weren't they the old PCG? I don't know. I guess I'm not sure. It was either the people that owned Legacy were the CPG holders, or isn't that what they are? Oh my goodness, what is that white holder? I think it's CPG.
I think you're right.
But so that you would get them to tell a customer comes in and says, man, I really need this to grade 35, or I really need this to grade 50. And if it was close, they would make it grade that. So, and they would do on-site gradings, and PCGS currency was Legacy. Okay. So this holder here, you know
Well, PCGS was originally I'll say so PCGS current so what was it? PCGS originally had a currency and a coin division. They sold off their currency division. That's what it was. They leased the name and then they eventually bought it back and I think whoever they bought it from became Legacy, if I
yeah.
remember right. Okay. Yeah, I thought cuz now it's starting to now my brain's starting to function a little bit. So yeah, PCGS currency was Legacy. PCGS bought their name back or took their name back, and then they became Legacy. Yeah, I eventually get there, coin lover. Like I said, I'm a little slow today. Sort of another gibby. Oh no, it is funny though. It's like I'm starting to grade more and more because again, I have a couple of notes I want to get out there to grading because I want them protected. They're starting to fall apart a little bit, and I know they're not going to grade high. Well, and again, like the you know naval aviator, bam, $2, two peso star. And of course, I've had this was raw. I had to get it graded because it's a bison. And then the original reason I did it was because of those counterfeits that I showed earlier. So if anyone wants to know what happens when you get a counterfeit, here you go. They stamp you with that. But I think it's a contemporary counterfeit. But I read that PCGS doesn't no longer grades contemporary counterfeits. I don't know how true that is, but
Oh, thanks, David. Appreciate that. Oh, did you see this 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 Philippine note that I picked up?
Ooh, damn, that's a nice one. Well, it's not really a slab. So this was actually the holder that I sent it in, and they just slapped the freaking counterfeit label on it because that's my line two. This was line two of my sheet. But I was hoping they were going to slab it, but yeah, they didn't.
Man,
Uh,
if you could find out if those were like counterfeited by like the Confederacy, man, that would make those really freaking valuable.
well, and that's why I'm hanging on to them because I want to do some more research. I was really hoping that any uncut bills, yeah, we got some running around here somewhere.
Yeah,
You know
I got
what?
some. I don't have them out though.
It's kind of funny because it's in line with what we're talking about. Here's a nice, Jesus, the light. Here's a nice obsolete sheet uncut.
Yeah, it's real nice.
Ooh, yeah, I'm knocking everything over.
Oh, newer ones, you're talking like these ones.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, we've told our stories about it several times. I was originally, oh, that's nice. I was originally a coin guy and I started looking into currency. And then, it's like I said, I started looking at the artwork and again, I'm a history nut. So like for instance, I've showed this a couple of
Um,
times.
I do. I don't have them out. I have some. I think I have some 76 16 uncut sheet. But I think there's 16 uncut from 76 Dallas. I don't have them out. They're rolled up. I got a I got a um that that Korea sheet too. I got to do something about that Korea sheet.
Are you talking about the South Russian one?
Yeah, the South Russian one. Holy smokes, it's Jaycock 10, you guys.
Jaycock in the house.
I almost removed him from the show.
Oh my
I can't,
goodness.
I was trying to, I was like, oh, this is the button. No, it's not the button.
Are you wanting him to discuss Confederates?
Yeah, if he's if earlier he was busy, so if he wants to come on and I'll
Yeah.
step away and let him. But if he's busy still, then obviously I'll keep going.
Are you busy, Jaycock? You want to talk Confederate notes? Oh, he needs to. Oh, great. We're going to get drunk, Jaycock. This ought to be fun for the next half hour, 45 minutes.
I got to mix a drink now too.
What the hell?
Holy smokes! Oh boy,
What do you mix? Never mind. Well, wait, it's after 8:30. What are you mixing your drink with?
he's mixing some Texas. Lena says, "Oh my goodness."
Oh, who's going to win the givey? Bright B knife. I kind of want one now too.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I mean, it's cold outside for everybody in America right now, you guys, and everybody's getting a bit of a either you're about to get a storm or you're already been hit with a storm. So it's probably not a bad idea to get a little liquored up tonight, you guys.
Yeah, just a little. Unless you have to be up and get your kid to school at 6 a.m.
Bottom falls
Yeah.
out on Friday. Yep. Everybody, where are you at? Where do you guys live?
Yeah, except for the Pacific. Yeah. I think even Colorado's getting snow.
Upstate New York, near Seattle. You guys get weather all the time, though. Southwest of Fort Worth,
Oh,
Idaho,
yeah.
Virginia,
Oh, Fannin Didn't going to get hit hard.
you know, Tennessee. Man, it is. It's been bitter cold here at night, especially when it's clear out. Man, it's the cloud cover will help it stay a little bit warmer. All right, I'm gonna walk out of the. I want to get out. All right, I appreciate you guys. If I don't see you again, uh, I think I'm running a show tomorrow. I think I'm running a show tomorrow. I'm gonna try to afternoon show too. Maybe it'll pop up in the afternoon, you guys. But I'm leaving the show. I'll come right back in.
All right. Let's get Jaycock in here. Oh, why won't it let me? I almost removed you too. Dang it, Jaycock. It won't let me. You got to be kidding me. Won't let me let you co host? Oh, it's because I had vehicle in here. I'd have to stop the show. Son of a bitch. Well, here, allow you to moderate at least. Shit. Because he sucks. God dang it. Yeah. Vehicle, get back in. I can't do it. We'll have to do it a different day. Okay. What's up, Ace Band? Well, in the meantime, is there any notes you guys want to see? Now, let's try it. Yeah, it won't let me. It's because it has vehicle locked. So, well, we learned something new. No, I can't. I mean, with vehicle, I could put in allow to co-host, but I'm noticing up here it's saying that he's co-hosting still. Vehicle is. I'm gonna try removing you as moderator and seeing if that helps. Nope. Shoot. Well, now we know, so we can't do it that way. Let me see if I have to go back to the top. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all.
Yeah, try to remove me.
Here, or type something in the chat. It'll be easier for me to get you. Remove co-host. Invite to co-host. Yay, we figured it out. I'm so happy.
Hey, I'm here.
Ah, there he is. The man, the myth, the legend.
Look,
What you
this
guys
what
think?
this what I'm doing. I'm like, can I even put that in a holder?
Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
I drove today. This is no kidding. So I wasted about $40 in gas, about 4 hours of my day for these two notes right here,
Nice.
and that's what you call a win.
Was it worth it?
No, what, what's up, Fezzy? Tell me about. And then I picked these up yesterday. I only had to drive like 10 miles to get these. It's the Texas chicken. And I got this here too. I got to send this to Denmark. A Boston 2003 Star Note.
Nice.
So anyway, what are y'all talking about, Confederates?
Well, we started talking about obsoletes, and we know you're the Confederate expert, so we figured that you could. I don't have the rooster no
So,
more.
and here's Winston. Say hello. Say hi, Winston.
He's like, not with
Winston.
that collar.
Here we go. Oh yeah, yeah. Keep a shot collar on that son of a gun. That's Sir Winston, boy. He's something else. But no, going back to 2014, 2013, 2014, 2013. When I first bought my first Confederate note, I remember the note. It was a $5 1864 um, Confederate, and it was a rag, and I paid like $19 for it. and actually had buyer's remorse when I bought it. $5 babyface Nelson bill from the bankrupt dude. I wish if they can like prove it. Oh my god, that'd be huge. But no, I actually had buyer's remorse, and I was thinking, God, why did I pay $19 for this piece of thin paper that's probably not even real? Didn't know. I had no idea. I just took another guy's word that was with me, and he said, "Oh man, Confederate notes are the end all be all." And then COVID happens. Fast forward, to COVID, and what happened is I believe that they have some PMG 64. Oh, other one. Can I get in the giveaway? I wonder if I can get in the giveaway. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, you got
So
them, Jimmy.
what?
Nice.
So what happened was, um, after COVID or COVID happened, and then the Confederate notes just started coming out, like a lot of Confederate notes. Man, I started seeing a bunch of them, and started getting like a lot of the early Confederate notes. I'm talking, the single digit T's, the T7s, the T8s, the T4s. A couple T1s came out, and I was like, man, why are people getting rid of this? Because they just didn't know what was going to happen, with notes. So after COVID, I think that so many people ended up passing away in the Virginia, Tennessee area. You got a big influx of um, Virginia notes. Yeah, so you got like Virginia, Tennessee, obsoletes. All these collections started coming out because these guys were, yeah, they were dying off, and it was like family members off. Yeah, so I was like, man, where's all these Virginia notes coming from? No clue. Uh, no clue where they were coming from, and I figured it out. I was like, man, these people are dying or died during COVID. And all, I mean, because you got to think, a lot of the people that collected these Confederate notes were very old in age,
Right.
and they just started turning them loose. So now you introduce Whatnot on top of eBay, on top of people streaming on TikTok, whatever else, and they there was so many of them. I mean, there was a ton of Confederate notes. I'm gonna move this chat to the side because I really want to look at myself. Hey, there we go. All right.
Oh my God.
So anyway, hey, hold on. Talk to the hand. So anyway, what ended up happening was, and this is all just me seeing what's going on, is what five head is whatnot brought brought a whole new collector to the Confederate market. So these guys that had, like myself, that had 19, 20, $25, $30 Confederates could come on here and offer them for 39, 49 bucks, which I do now because that's the market. That's the market of where, everything was going. Um, was just trying to, and you even see it with Joaquin. And you met Walter, yeah, you met Walter and his son.
Hmm.
So when we first got on Whatnot, Joaquin, I knew him, and it was just like, dude, we got to bring these Confederate notes, but we need to bring them to the table where they're under $50, because at that time nobody's spending $100 on a note, no, 120, 150, $2,000. Nobody's spending that kind of money. Well, then you started having people unload 500s, thousands, large notes, large stars, black eagles, horse blankets. Man, horse blankets were just plentiful. I mean, you could buy. I mean, I think I told you the story where I bought, 1,000 horse blankets in that pack wet time, and man, I came on here and just unloaded them. I mean,
Yeah.
it was unbelievable, and I wasn't making, because I do free shipping. So at the end of the day, if a guy comes in here and buys one horse blanket, I wouldn't make it but like $5 or $6 on each one, because I was paying the 479 shipping, or whatever it was. Hold on a second. Hold
What is
on.
your adult beverage of choice?
Tonight we are. I don't know what it is. It's an old fashioned though. It's a pre-mixed old fashioned. No no soda, no water, nothing, just ice. Hey, did you get your keychain from C and K Rebar?
I did. It's in my case.
Dude. I love this keychain, man. This is a great keychain. Like usually you'll get like these junk keychains. What do you want? Oh, it's my daughter. What? Oh, what is that? Oh, he chewed up a coat hanger. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I don't know. Just don't worry about it. Give my debit card back. There's my son. One comes in, yells at me, cleans up stuff. The other one hands my debit card back to me. All right. So, um, but with that being said, we were just trying to bring obsoletes and Confederate notes for under $50. So here's the main question: when you sell them,
Right.
where do you replace them? Where do you go get them to replace them? BRYB Knife
Say,
Collector.
I think that's the
Congratulations.
second one you've won. So we're gonna run another one right back.
There
Right,
you go.
right again.
So, where do you go get them to replace them? Because there's none. I'm telling you, there's
You're
none out
welcome.
there. There is none out there. And if you find them, they're going to be graded, which is great. I mean, it's fine for the collector, but the low end raw Confederate notes are just not out there. No, they're not at my house. They're. I mean, I'm telling you, my raw Confederate collection. I've never, I've never say, oh, I don't have any. I think I got 4 or 5 right now. But that's the problem too, is that with these obsoletes from Virginia, now they're going away. So what state is next? That's the big question. What
Yeah.
state will you start seeing a lot of the? Because you're going to still get the sporadic stuff, maybe Texas, up north, New Hampshire, maybe some Alabama stuff. But yeah, so on obsoletes, it just comes down to where are people dying, and that's I hate to say it, but that's the truth. Where are people dying? Because that's when these collections will come out. Um, I looked at a collection the other day. He goes, "Oh, I got $70,000 face value," and I look at it and I'm like, "Yeah, it's all current stuff. Take it to the bank. I can't
Right.
do nothing with it." So take that one there. What is that? A $2 1863 or 62? What is that?
62, June
62.
2nd,
Yeah.
1862.
So yeah, you take that and then you take that note and that note's not even worth grading. So I'd be like, well, I'll just sell it off and just buy me a graded one. Yes. Can I help you? Why are you yelling? Don't yell at me. Ah, I didn't do it. All right. So, but what are they doing with them? They're grading the nice stuff and then the bad stuff that don't, that has holes and ripped and everything. Who's that? She's beautiful. Oh, that's a fake there.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, yeah. So, who's that?
that's my son. You want to come
Uh
say
oh.
hi, Sammy? Here, come here. We'll put him on screen. Come here. Come here. Yes, we're gonna
No,
put you
it's
on
not.
screen.
It's it.
It doesn't matter. Just stick your face in front of the camera.
Jump. Hey, what's up, man? What are you doing over there? I'm looking.
Yes, I told you that. That's what you get for coming in.
But no, but to answer your question, so what happens to the budget bills get it to people to collect? I mean, yeah, so your low end stuff, it's going to come in spurts. Your Confederate and obsoletes are going to come in spurts, and it's going to depend on who's dying.
Right.
Who at the end of the day, who died and how big was their collection, and who do they sell it to? So if you take, for example, and I tell everybody this, so if you take mom and pop and whoever sold grandpa's collection and they sold it off to a pawn shop or whatever, and they're going to give $10 a note. I'm just throwing a number out there. Then they're going to turn around and sell that note for 20 to me. And then I'll turn around and sell that note for, 39.99, 29.99 or whatever, just enough to make $3 or $4 a note and cover my shipping and the fees. And then now you have a note that you should have bought for $10, but you're not out there doing the work. And that's what people forget is the work going into buying these obsoletes and buying these Confederate notes, the gas, the time, and like yourself, you have a full-time job. And what did we talk about not too long ago? Getting out on the weekend and looking for
Yep.
notes.
Yep.
And that's the toughest thing. Yeah, I walked away and came back. My screen cracked. What did I mean? Oh, nothing. You didn't know nothing. Nothing
You miss
important.
the kids.
So yeah, it's just gonna come down to who dies and who's get their hands on it first, and that's kind of just the bottom line. Do I know what notes are going to be available? No. No. If anybody tells you they know what's coming available, they're lying to you because nobody knows. Because these collections run so deep and there's so much in these collections. I mean, there's one I looked at. I want to say it had to be 2,000 notes, and it was obsoletes, Confederates, a lot of 28 $2 reds, and probably won't get my hands on it because one of the grandkids or one of the kids or one of the whoever will get on eBay and they'll see what people want for notes, not are selling. Because I always say, is that a sold comp or just what it's listed for? Oh, well, that's just what it's for on eBay. Was that
You're
what it's
welcome.
sold for on eBay, or is that what you know? So you got to look at what sold and what didn't sell. Yeah, that's why I'm beating the pavement in North Carolina. A lot of these old folks are passing. See, there you go. So that just shows
Well,
you. So wherever you're at, like in your area, you got to work the antique shops, you got to work the small shops, you got to work this, and then you can come on here and be a seller and be successful because I may find a bunch of notes that I don't want to run, so I'm going to pawn them off and sell them off or whatever on another seller and let him make the 9 to 12 bucks a note. And it's and I say 9 to 12 bucks. I'm talking about rags. I'm talking about just rough Confederate notes that are in circulation. I'm not talking about greatest stuff or stuff that's higher end. And it's like those notes. I don't have them out now, but I showed this morning. I mean, when's the last time you saw a T789?
right. They're hard.
And I just found three at a show.
Right.
And and Brett Cash. I don't know. I don't think he's in here. Brett Cash was with me, but he's a seller on here, and he was with me. And he was just kind of shadowing me around the show. And after we left, he just shook his head. He goes, "Damn, man." He said, "I've been doing it wrong the whole time." And I told him, I said, "Man, these are the things." He picked up a note and looked at it, and yeah, some Vegas are playing
So,
the yes. So yeah, you could take, and I tell everybody, get this book. Take a picture of this book. There we go. Let me see if I can get it to fit in the screen. There we go. Screenshot it.
yeah, Pierre Frick. You definitely want to get a Pierre Frick book.
So yes, you could take counterfeits, and and the book will show you how to identify a counterfeit, and then you can get down here it gives you the page, and it gives you a price guide for counterfeit. See, boom. It gives you a price guide for counterfeits and take advantage of those counter. Yes, that's a great note. So take advantage of those counterfeits when they come back. We call them a body bag, like the grading company would say, "Yep, they put it in a body bag, send it back to us."
Yeah, here you
And
go.
that's what it is. That's a body bag right there. That's exactly what you send it in to get graded and send it back counterfeit. So
Yep. What's up, Everett? Yeah, I was showing these off earlier. These the three that I bought for from the one of the shops I go to. All three of them came back body bagged.
well, I used to have the old saying that if it's too good to be true, it's probably not true. But yeah, when they're cheap, and man, what's great is when you get one that comes back authentic, and you're like, wow, man, I gave $5 for that note, and you look it up, and you're like, man, that's a $300 note, and you stick it in your PC, and then you forget about it,
Yeah. No,
and
with
that's
these
it.
three, I'll be honest, with those three that I just showed, the guy was pretty honest with me. He's like, I don't know. He's like, I'll sell it to you for this. And I said, all right, I'll take the chance if it comes back as true. I mean, because he sold them to me for dirt cheap. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And
What's up, Rocky?
yeah, once they came back as counterfeit, I was like, yep, sorry. Of
Ryan, what you can
course.
actually do is send it to the other grading company. Also, send it to PMG. If you send it to PCGS and they body bag it, send it to send it to PCGS or PMG, whatever one you didn't send it to, and then if you really want to get risky, send it to Legacy
That's
because
tempting. Well, 'cause-
Legacy will authenticate.
well, I was going to
Legacy
say
will authenticate.
when I looked it up, so I think these are still contemporaries. I don't think they're. I mean, I know they're. I had a feeling they were counterfeits, but I think they're contemporary counterfeits. But I
Yeah,
read that PCGS doesn't grade contemporary counterfeits anymore.
right.
So that's why it came back as counterfeit. So I still think there's some value with these, but I'm not, of course they're
Yeah,
body bag.
A PMGM, and then
All
if
right.
they come back, if they say, "Hey, we're not going to grade them," then send them to Legacy. To answer your question, Everett, none of them, because I'm telling you, I've been through Legacy. I've been through. You're talking about which grading company is the best? Which one you consider the best? That's what you were saying, right? Yeah. So none of them. So like right now, just in the past, and then you say none of this. Yeah. So right now, large size, send them to PMG. Small size, send it to PCGS. And that could change in a month. Just
Right.
full disclosure, that could actually change in the next month. So 2 months ago, it was large size PCGS, small size PMG. 2 months ago. And then, like I said, legacy is just kind of a roll of the dice on what you get. I mean, they're up and operational. They're cranking out notes. They're pretty quick turnaround. Uh, I just think that their guidelines are a little different, but everybody has guidelines and they have a scale that they use. So hold on, Everett, because he don't like their tactics. He don't like the grade. He'll cut that bitch out. Yeah, yeah, no kidding. I've done it, and I tell people that burnt bison that I got. I sent it to PCGS. It came back a 3 with comments. Cut it out. Sent it to PMG. And came back a 2, no comment. Sent it back to PMG for a reconsideration, and came back a 2. So you can do what you want with your notes. You can send them to whoever you want, and if you're not happy, you can always cut them out. Don't be embarrassed to cut them out, and then don't be embarrassed to cut them out, send them somewhere else, get them regraded, end up not liking that grade, cut them out, send them back to the first company you send, and say, hey, can I get this reholder and pay $7? That's it. Because they're going to look it up and say, hey, I need a reholder. Well, what happened? Oh, I cut it out, sent it to a different grading company. They don't care. They're going to make $7 off of you plus shipping and
Right.
handling. You know, but there's a lot to consider whenever you go to grading too. Justin has sent me, our vehicle has sent me a ton of notes, and I call him. I'm like, what the hell do you want me to do with this? Send it to grading. I'm like, what? He's like, oh, you don't think so? No. Well, I mean, why waste your money? So I do the same thing. I'll get a pile of notes going, and then the day to come ship them in, I'm like, no, I'm gonna pull them out. So sometimes it's just not the best. And then what do you want to pay for shipping? Do you want to wait 3 months and pay $30 a note or $32 a note, or do you want it back in a month and pay $100 a note? It's up to you. What do you want to do? How much room you got in that note? I got more in grading in that burnt bison than I paid for the bison. If that makes sense. It's just you can get buried in grading quick. And I tell everybody, you can look up, and this is no kidding. I looked up 2 months ago, and I had 30 grand worth of notes sitting in grading.
Damn.
Yeah, it's cool to get your stuff graded, and then when you get it back, you're like, oh my god, what did I
Well, you
do?
were you were shooting for a 1 on that one, weren't you?
Yeah,
I was
I've
trying to
only
think.
seen I've only seen one bison. It wasn't that FR; it was a different FR. So yeah, that's the lowest graded in FR 112. Yeah, I bought that bison whenever I was up there on a business trip.
Well, it was
Business
funny
trip.
because you missed the discussion we had earlier. So, Vehicle was talking about how good PCGS was, and I got my grades back.
Yeesh.
They beat me up.
I assume grading cost is based on the value of the note and possible grade. No. So grading. Here we go, right here. So here is a grading submission. It depends on the service that you get. Let's see if I can show you that. Kind of screen. Oh, there we go. It depends on the service that you get. So you may have to move the chat out of the way and then screenshot that. So high value, if you do rarity high value, then they do a percentage of the note. And then high value, anything up to 25 grand is 250 bucks. Express up to 10,000 is $100. Regular up to 2,500 is 40 bucks. Special issues or 25 or 35 bucks or whatever. In the near future, some tech guy will develop a system, use AI scanning system that will have the same. Yes, just like they do sports cards and Pokemon cards and all that. So you can actually you'll be able to scan it with your phone, and it'll tell you the grade of what you're sending in before you even send it in. You're exactly right. TCGs and Spanish. Yeah. So I with if you have an account through PCGS, it's actually through Collectors Club, which is actually owns PSA. So you can actually transfer over your PSA stuff whenever you want your sports card and Pokemon cards to get graded. So you don't have to pay a membership over there. Now you're paying 75 bucks a card, and then you're still waiting 3 months. I mean, they're just as backed up as everybody else. The good thing about it, PCGS or PSA has a ticket submission office that's located in Texas. So if you're doing like sports tickets, you get graded, you don't have to send it to the where you send the sports cards. You actually send it to their ticket office and they grade them there. I think it's in Dallas or Fort Worth. Even though those apps aren't that accurate, at the end of the day, it's up to you, the grader. Yep, exactly right. Because what's going to happen is if you take four people, one guy's going to look at it. He said, okay, I think it's a 30. He's going to write on a sheet of paper. He's going to pass it to the next guy. He thinks it's a 30. He thinks it's a 30. He thinks it's a 30. We all four agree. Boom. It goes in the system 30, and then it goes off to encapsulation. So your notes are getting looked at not by just one person whenever they go to grading. They're getting looked at by a round table. And sometimes it could be five, and sometimes it could be three. But not one person is going to look at your note. And this is speaking to somebody that worked at PCGS, not just one person, or PMG is not going to just look. One person not going to look at your note, throw a number on it. They're going to pass it around as soon as they put a number. Now, here's my question. I'm sitting next to a guy that's been doing it 20 something years, and I'm a brand new guy. And he hands it to me, say, "Hey, this is a 25." Yeah, you're right. Boop, go.
Right.
Because guess what? You get paid by the hour, so it's just like, and they're passing notes, and you're doing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of notes a day, and they're probably paying them a productivity bonus also whenever they run out 1,000 notes a week. Doggy, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, come here. Are you supposed to be in here? Get out of here. That dog's so strong he can knock open the door. If there's a difference in options, who makes the final decision? Oh, so yeah, so that this is I actually asked this question to PMG. So what happens is let's say one grader says it's a 30, next grader says it's a 30, next grader says it's a 25, next grader says it's a 25. So you got two 30s, two 25s. They're going to pass it back around to the two that said 30, and they're going to take the high road and say, okay, we'll agree with 25 and just send it out the door. So they're always going to go with the lower grade if somebody comes back with a lower grade. And that's straight from someone that worked at PMG.
Damn.
Yeah. So if one person says, "Oh, it's a 50," and everybody else says it's a 25, guess what grade you're getting?
A 50.
No, a 25.
Yeah.
So grading's tough, man. Grading is it's an adventure. I've never got Confederate notes right. Every Confederate note I think I've ever sent in, I've misgraded before it left here. So I respect those guys, man. Those, sit there and look at notes after notes after notes all day, 5 days a week. Man, it's got to be like those factory workers over in China that build, the USB chargers. Have you ever watched one of them videos? I mean,
Yeah.
it's like all day,
Yeah. It's
you
the
know,
same thing over and over again.
over, and you're looking at notes, same thing over and
Mm.
over and over and over. The older notes are given more leeway. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think newer notes are given more leadway because I think whenever they're new and they're brand new and they're off the printing press, they're like, oh, 67, oh, 66, Uh, I think the newer stuff is definitely given some leadway, but the older notes are tough, man. It's a tough bit. Grading has not been my best subject as far as speaking to somebody on, but just from experience, grading is tough. I definitely would not want that job. I wouldn't wish anybody that job. But the gentleman I spoke with, he worked at PMG for 18 years, and you know he told me it's the same thing every day, and it gets to the point where you walk in and you're just a zombie because you're looking. They got this big microscope thing that's sitting over the note and it's lit up in a pad and it's up on a TV screen in front of you and you're sliding looking at the note looking for rank. You're not even looking at the note, you're looking at the screen in front of you, looking at when the note's under the microscope, and they're really looking at the lights, kind of like that thing that you have, that lights blowing in the back,
Yep.
that little pad. Yeah, and they got a microscope right above it, and it's on a big TV screen right in front of them. They can see everything on that note, everything. All right, Tim said 15, 20, 25. What do you mean? Yeah, the newer stuff is giving away higher scores, sometimes almost 200. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So in other words, they're doing something like that.
Is
Um,
that a light above my head? Oh yeah, this light here. Yeah, yeah. Look, this light. This. Yeah, that's a light. I don't like the halos, the little round lights that people use in their show. So if you use one in your show, I don't like you.
what?
I don't like them because look at your glare.
Yes, I know. I got a new light coming.
Look, do I have a glare? Well, off
No,
my
you
head, yeah.
don't.
You notice my show though. I mean, I went to an iPad and I went to these lights, and dude, I'm telling you, it's like the great. People say, "Oh my God, man, this note looks better, here than it did on your screen." I'm like, really? I was like, man, I mean, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but no, I mean, it's nice. You get rid of my circle. You're not nice. I know I'm not. I love the line. Yeah.
No, he is right though. I mean,
Yes, that's so annoying. Oh my God,
it
that's so
it
annoying.
annoys me too.
I can't even, like, if somebody shows that, I'll tell them, I'll say, hey, your halo light is like glaring. I can't see the note. And if they don't fix it, I just leave the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm rude. Hey, Jay, hold on. Uh, Kono Konopinski. That's my favorite person out there. They used to buy a bunch of Confederate notes from me. They ain't bought notes from me in a while. Where you been, Jay? So, but no, man, and I really like Fezzi, and I'm not, I told y'all this at the show, and I don't know if you were standing there whenever we were talking, but I really like what y'all are doing with this show and educating, and like Justin said, he wanted to bring me in. I said, I don't bring much to the table because I'm more of a Confederate note guy. I will buy big notes just because I like looking at them, a lot of them, and sometimes I stick them in my PC. But if people ever had a Confederate bond graded, yes. Oh, I'm on my phone. Dang, that sucks. Yeah, that Republic of Texas bond. I sent two of them in. One came back. Oh no, I sent one in. It came back like a 58 or something. There's a seller on here that has it. And I've been wanting to ask him if I could buy it back. I know he's going to charge me double if I try to buy it back from him. So
Right.
yes, you can get pretty much damn near everything, anything graded. A Confederate bond, I would not grade one if it's missing coupons off of it. Just don't even waste your time. Coin lover, I had some banger railroad bond sleeves. Yeah, I got two. Hold on, let's see if I can. Let's see. There's a railroad bond there, and it's full. And then I got another one here. They're almost consecutive.
Nice.
Yeah, but they're in double sided glass, so you can see both sides of the bonds. So
Mama has a question.
yes,
Whose calzones are these?
I have no idea. Oh my god,
They were in your laundry.
they're in my laundry.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know. That's some big old underwear though. That was a big old girl.
Oh, God.
Whose underwear was in your laundry? I don't know, but that was a big old girl.
Oh, my goodness.
Fezzy, maybe that's Fezzy's when he stayed the night with me that night.
Ah!
I don't know.
Were they pink?
No, they're like doo doo brown. I mean,
Oh,
brown.
yeah, that would be mine then.
But no, I mean bonds are cool to get graded, especially Republic of Texas bonds. But yeah, you can get them graded. You can get anything graded. Just keep in mind they're going to charge you more once you leave that standard size grading sleeve. There's going to be an upcharge. I said, "I say, damn, he won again." BRY. I was like, he almost hit it again.
I know.
But no, the you can get anything graded. Railroad tickets. I got some railroad tickets in. I got some other stuff in. But yeah, you can get anything graded. They'll authenticate anything. And most of that stuff, you don't even want. You could care less about the number. You just want it authenticated. What's your show called on Whatnot? Who, me or Fezzy? Jaycock. Yeah, Jaycock. It's Jaycock 10.
Yeah.
These are hers because those are
Good Lord. Whose size are these?
babe, I don't know.
Jeez Louise.
Who? I mean, you're the one being out of town.
Good Lord.
Like a curtain.
It's like a curtain. Look.
Oh, God.
There we
I
go.
don't even know whose
Do-rag.
there are.
I don't know. She washed them.
They were in his laundry, so I don't know.
Who's this?
They're not mine.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
I said, they'll wear them.
Jesus, lady boy currency, where you at? I need you.
Oh, my goodness.
You can wear them as a skirt. Yeah. All right, cool. I'll wear them as a headband.
Wow. That was funny.
They're yours.
Thank you. I'm going to try them on later. Oh, my God.
They'll be going into shows with those.
What size are these?
That ain't no 0 to 14.
That's
14?
That's a.
0X.
Good Lord.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
Those wouldn't even fit.
Well, the show's over, boys.
Well, it wouldn't be a show without Jaycock having panties on his head.
Oh, you two be brother or you two brother? No. We're not brothers, but no. Shit. Now I'm thinking about Ladyboy currency. Oh my God.
Dreaming.
Please. Where are you at? All right. Anyway.
Oh my God, Carolina. You're funny.
I don't even know where to go from here. Like I'm done. Like I'm like, I should have talked to the hand. Talk to the hand.
So again, Everett, he's Jaycock 10. Follow him, and you'll find his shows when you follow him. Wait, are you going on any? I mean, you were on this morning, right?
Yeah, I may go on tomorrow. I try to do in the mornings just because um, I find that going on in the morning, I pick up a lot of people that are headed to work. That are not paying attention and just hear it's a really great deal and just swipe. And then they're like, "Oh God, what did I buy?" So, but no, I just go on in the morning. Whatnot's crowded in the afternoon, and oh my God, Jake Huggins speeches. It's a record. I know. Fuck, I don't know where them fucking paintings came from. Who knows?
Dr. Phil. He's the anti-Dr. Phil. There's ever
Dr. Phil.
Yeah, someone
I got
said you sounded
shirts.
like Dr. Phil.
Oh no, who was I doing the other day? I was sounding like Jeff Foxworthy. You might be a redneck.
Yeah,
What happens on Whatnot stays on Whatnot. Exactly, but now everything does get a video receipt. So yeah, you'll
we
get
said
a
that in
video
Orlando
receipt with
too.
your I'm trying to think. Geez, where did I go? We just went to the deer camp. Hell, I don't know where those came from. But no, going back, the reason I say it, but y'all are doing a great job. You and Justin are passing along great information, and I appreciate you. Reaching out to me. Justin reaches out to me, picking my brain all the time, and I'm the same way. If I don't know, I'll text Justin and say, hey man, what do you think? I got a note I'm stumped on, and I will bring some prettier ones to summer fun. Oh Jesus!
Oh
Can we buck and go?
no, my
They're
God.
clean. They're clean.
It doesn't matter. I can just see it now. Why do I have
Hey,
this violation?
hey, I'll put a green sheet in with it.
Oh my God.
Look, hey, I'll put a green.
Here,
No, no, no,
here,
don't
we'll
do it.
do.
Don't do it. No, no, don't do it.
Oh my
Oh
God.
man.
So here, we'll do a silver shirt with it.
No, no, you're good. No, I'll get off here, and like I said, I'll let you and Justin finish up. Like I said, y'all are doing a great job, man. And it's great to have, especially the kind of numbers y'all pull in, especially Justin. Um, where I saw Justin 2 years ago, and where he's at today. Man, just it's just great, just grinding, man. He grinds it out, and the support he gets from Lena. Um, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's not unbelievable. It's just great. It's a great story. I hope a lot of people are paying attention. You're
Amen.
talking to a guy that came from coins and really wanted to grind out currency and just didn't know. And man, I hunkered down and I said, Justin, if I need to come up there, um, he said something. If I need to come up there and spend a week with you, man, let's do it, man. Let's grind it out because at the shows you don't have much time. Let's just admit it. You don't. You think, oh, we're gonna be there for a week. It's not enough time. So from what he's done, and I think that'll trickle over to you. It's trickled over to like Dr. Doe. Dr. Doe's been very successful and whatnot. Seeing like classic kid coins where he used to be. I mean, I've been here pretty much since day one, and seeing a lot of these sellers where they started and where they're at now, and it's just unbelievable. And I've seen a lot of sellers come and go. So why do they leave? Do they run out of inventory? I think a lot of people realize it's a grind just to keep your inventory up. And I always tell Justin, I said, the problem's not going to be selling your notes, it's getting more.
Yeah.
That's it. It's hard. It's very hard. It's tough on a marriage, especially if you're in it together. If you got husband and wife and you're in this thing together 100%, you quit your job and you say, "Hey, we're going to do this 100%, balls to the walls, all out." It it's a challenge. And I don't I just don't. I don't think everybody could do it. It's tough, but for me, it's a hobby. That it's not a business for me; it's a hobby. So everybody is in this for one reason or another. And like yourself, and I told you, I said, when we sat in the car that day and we were riding to the show, and we had our conversation, I told you it's a grind, man. You better
Yep.
be ready, and your problem is not going to be selling your notes; it's finding replacements.
Yep. No,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'll admit. I mean that I was so geeked out to go to Winter Fun because I knew I was going to learn from some of the best, and I got a lesson. Oh my God, I made some mistakes. You guys let me make the mistakes, and you taught me after I made the mistake on what to do right the next time. Um, and at the same time, I had some successes, and we celebrated those as well. It was great.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
it's totally a grind. You're right, because I basically work two full-time jobs now.
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
But when you get ready to leave that job, I tell everybody you got to think one thing and one thing only: where you're going to buy your next inventory from.
Yep.
That's all you need to worry about. Don't worry about taxes. Don't worry about selling. Don't worry about the next show. Don't worry about giveaways. Don't worry about nothing. Where are you going to buy your next supply of notes?
Yep. Oh, and
because
bribing
when
knife. Totally agree with you.
yeah, when you run out,
Yeah. Then what?
I mean, I don't know. What do you do?
Yeah.
So
No, I'm working on my plan. I got a plan.
yeah. Well, you got to set your goal. Like Justin set his goal like real high, and I was like, "Oh man, this is great, man! I'm gonna watch it, man, and it's great." I'm watching his show, and I'm like, "Dude, he's killing it, man. He's doing great. This is his." I said, "Justin, how much inventory?" He said, "Man, I ain't got much inventory." All right, you got to go to a show. I don't know where I can't. Okay, I'm buying a ticket tomorrow. I'm coming to Michigan. He
Yep.
goes, "Huh?" I said, "Yeah, I'm coming up there for 7 days, and we're gonna hit 4 shows." He goes, "What?" Yeah. We're gonna hit one show Saturday, 2 shows Sunday. We hit shops Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday we're at a show. Friday we're at a show. Saturday we're at a show, and I left. Yeah. So that, and then when I left, so allegedly Lena told me that he slept for like 4 days.
Oh, I'm sure.
He's like that. Yeah, he did. He slept for like 4 days because man, we grinded, man. I mean, we were grinding. And I try to just say, Justin, you're going to walk away from more deals than you buy. And don't be scared to walk away from a deal. Don't I mean just because you got to think about in your mind, how am I going to buy this for $10 and expect my chat to give me 15 for it? Or how am I going to buy this for $12 and expect my chat to give me 13 for it? Or whatever your number is. Cuz you're not buying for you. Let's just say it. You're not buying for you. You're buying for
Right.
your chat. You're buying for your audience. You're buying for your customers. And they're first. You are buying for them. You're not buying unless you just say, "Oh, well, I'm gonna buy this and put it in my personal collection." But
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, that
it's
was the
hard for me.
biggest
What do you say? It's
transition.
hard to walk sometimes for me. Oh yeah, you got to be in Carolina. You got to be disciplined. You got to be disciplined. You got to just walk away from those deals because man, that's the hard part for me because when I go and I waste an hour and I come home with this,
Yeah.
or I waste 4 hours and $50 in gas to come home with this. It's hard to go back the next day.
Yeah.
It's hard to go anywhere the next day.
Well, and I got to admit that was one of the things. Again, we had this discussion. There's a whole bunch of stuff I wanted to learn, and one of the things is when to walk away. And I feel like I achieved that at Winter Fun.
Yeah,
And I did what talking about that. It's like I sat at that one guy's table for an hour and a half waiting for him to get with me, and we couldn't come to a deal. He was too high, and I walked away.
yeah,
And it sucks at first, but then you get over it real quick.
yeah. Well, and then like the one deal we worked, and you were $20 off, and I
Yeah,
and like I told you, you were $20 off because you didn't present it right.
yeah,
That was it. And then
yeah,
once I presented it, the deal was done. I mean, but then you can take that information and you can go, and instead of paying $20 more, you're going to pay $20 less.
right.
It's all about presentation. So, but like I said, you're out there buying for your customers, and that's why you're here is to pass along these great notes. Because I mean, this is great. These notes are great. The currency we have today, we fold it up, tear it up, put it in strippers' panties and other places, and we don't care about it, but this stuff is art.
Yeah.
You know, you guys buy bulk lots from auction houses. Sometimes,
Well,
yeah,
like Vehicle said,
sometimes,
everywhere we hit the pavement. I mean, and that was one of the nice things about Winter Fun too. Is and I'll give Carolina Currency some credit on that. He made some contacts, and we're going to go visit some people here in a couple weeks, assuming that we're not snowed in for a month and a half. And we're going to go and pound the pavement and see if we can make some deals. And I've got a local guy down the road that I talk to on a regular basis, and we've got a really good working relationship with each other. And he hooks me up, I hook him up. Um, I hit the antique malls in my area. I'm hitting the coin dealers. I'm doing what I can to find the best prices and hopefully pass that on to you guys.
Well, I took Mr. Waldo on here. So I took Mr. Waldo. He drove 4, I drove 2 hours, he drove 4 hours. I took him to this deal and it was a complete bust, right? And I apologized to him. I said, man, his name is Camden. So I said, Camden, I apologize, man. This is a bust. And we bought a bunch of notes, but it wasn't what we thought it was going to be. And I ended up buying a bison off the wall that was in a picture frame. Asked the guy, I said, "Hey, is that dope for sale?" He said, "Everything's for sale." So I ended up buying this bison, took it out of the frame, got it graded. Um, me and Cam would just look back, or me and Mr. Waldo looked back at that whole deal, and I was like, for being a bad deal, we actually made a lot of money if you really think about it. And he goes, "Yeah." He said, "I did great," off of that. And it was all, so what basically happened is the guy brought 3 boxes out there. I started a stack of like 40 notes. Okay, I'll give you, X for this. Okay, I'll take it. Camden, do you want it? Yes. Okay, I'll take it. Boom. I put it in his side, marked the price on it. Started going through the other notes. We went through about, I would say, fifty to $60,000 face in a 4 hour time period, and it was all rags. It was junk, and it was nothing really you could get great or nothing, but we spent that little time. So when that guy got his next little batch in, he called us. He called me and said, "Hey, I got another box y'all may want to come look at." And I just sent, Mr. Waldo, "Hey, just go." And he made that drive, and he's like, "Dude," he said, this was great, man. This is, so when you think it's a bust when you walk in, sometimes it's not. If you really sit there and really go through it and look at it, because there may be one note in there.
Yep, building
Exactly. Building.
relationship.
Yeah. There may be one note in there that paid for your week,
Yep,
and that's it. Diamond in the rough. Diamond in
yep.
the rough, and that's it. So, always take advantage, especially when you go to antique shops, and bring a card with you. Leave a card. Say, hey, just like here's my card that I bring with me when I go to shops, and this is what it says on the back of it, and that's it. Paying top dollar for your currency collection. And whenever you leave that, and I got my name and phone number, and when you leave that card and you hand it to them like this, and that the next guy that walks in there and says, "Hey, I got a bunch of old notes and this," and I got a card somewhere, and he looks at it and passes on that information to you, and you cut them out of it, and you can buy. I bought so many notes off of there, but mine for the year was the Franklin Colonials. Roll the dice on those. Oh wow. What's it say? If you're not willing to spend time with them, then they're not going to offer you. Yep,
Yep.
exactly. So, when you go to the antique shops, you go to the little shops and everything. Don't be scared. To pay a little bit more that first time you go in, build that relationship, because if you buy something you don't want it, you can reach out to Fezzy, Justin, me, whoever, and say, "Hey man, I bought this big lot of currency. I really don't want it. I got X in it. We're going to pay you for your time. We don't expect to pay you, what you paid for it. But if the deal is way off, like, hey man, you paid a little bit too much, but how much more can you get from there?"
Right.
And build that relationship, and you can go over there and stop in there and spend an hour or two, with that guy, and probably make a little bit more than you're making at your current job for sure. Because
Yeah.
I think most people, especially on this platform that are on here selling, that do it as a business, if they could walk away for their job because of the insurance, they would do it in a heartbeat. But
Ain't
that's
no
just what I
saving
think.
it. Yep.
Cause everybody I talked to was like, "Man, I would do this full time if I could find insurance, or if I had health insurance, or I had this insurance or whatever." Because the money's here. I mean, you can
Nice
get out,
times.
you can get out and grind and find whatever, and later found out that the best friend is about to start selling a huge class. See, there you go. Build that build that thing. But a lot of people tell me, says, "Man," I said, "Well, why aren't you on Whatnot anymore selling?" And they were like, "Man, I had to go back to work because I need to get health insurance. I couldn't afford it, off being away from my work." So, I think that's the biggest challenge for sellers on here is committing. Saying, "Hey, I'm gonna commit 8 hours a day." Justin, what do you think you spend a day just looking up notes? Not saying every day, but how many hours a day do you just look up notes? This will blow this number will blow your mind. He's supposed to tell you because he told me one time.
Oh, I'd take a guess and say probably 14 to 18 hours.
When he's not sleeping or streaming. Yeah.
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 So it's a full time job. If you really put your heart and soul into it, it could be a full-time job for sure. And now I'm knee deep with my wife yelling at me for this. I'll be like,
So it's Everett. I've told this story before. It's kind of funny. So I started off as a collector, right? I was on Whatnot as a collector. I started buying from people like Jay Cock Vehicle. That's actually how me and Vehicle got into the this friendship we have. And he told me how much I bought from him, and it's oh. Anyway. And yeah, it was kind of funny because my wife, it's like I was running up some debt. My wife's like, "Well, why don't you sell a few and upgrade?" And that's kind of how it started for me. And now it's like I have no, I'm not. It's embarrassing. It's
what do you
almost,
think? What do you think you spent your first year on Whatnot?
dude. I know what I spent. It's a big
Like,
number.
do you know a real number or just guessing?
No, I know. I did the math,
Hold
and
on.
let's just
Let me get two stickers here. Hold on.
yeah. You know what?
Don't
Guess.
say. Uh,
And if you hit it, I'll admit it.
all right. You ready? Top sticker or bottom sticker?
Hmm. Bottom. Now divide that by two, and that's what I spent with vehicle. Yeah.
Mm. All right. Well, with that being said, I'm gonna go mix me another drink.
I got to do the same.
I think
No,
you. I think you ended the show.
yeah, no. Well, no, it's kind of funny. It's close to 100. Be honest with you. Truth be told, it wasn't really over, but it's
Yeah.
close to that 100 mark. Um, but I was a collector too, and
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm semi ashamed to admit it, but I ran up credit card debt to do it.
Yeah.
I've since paid that down, not off, but down. Learned a valuable lesson, but man, I sometimes, yeah, there you go. It's an addiction. It's
Yeah.
I gotta say, you definitely have to be disciplined. And at the time, I didn't. And now if selling has taught me one thing, it's been the discipline. So I finally figured out it for me. It's the thrill of the hunt. You
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
because I've pulled out some of my collection. I've started selling some of my collection, and now for me, it's like here. I'll switch my screen back. It's like I want to go and find you know, where can I get this? Where can I get it cheap? Well, the 500s is
Right.
another good example.
Yeah.
I wanted a 500. I think I bought my first one from you, Jay, as a matter of fact. And this is
Probably
now the
so.
third and the fourth one I've owned. And, it's the thrill of the hunt.
Yeah.
So,
Um. Well, like I said, I'll get off here. My phone's about to die, so and I don't have a charger anywhere close. So, but like I said,
yep.
guys, thank y'all. Thank you and Justin for doing what you're doing. I think this brings a lot of awareness to the collecting of paper currency. I know there's other sellers that have reached out to me and said, "Man, these guys are doing very well. I watch them in their shows. They're doing educational. Uh, man, I'd love to do something like that. And I'm like, dude, anytime I told Justin, anytime you, him, whatever, I'm an open book, and I'll tell you everything that I know if it's going to help you. If it's something's going to hurt you, I'm probably not going to tell you. And
Yeah,
But
no,
no,
and it's honestly, and me and Vehicle have talked about this. It's like before you go, it's like when we first did this, I honestly was like, I had very low expectations. I figured we were going to hold 8 people, and I'm like, right now we're at 28. I
uh,
mean, it's amazing and it's fun. This is one of the few shows where I have just, well, I can't say it like that. It's one of the shows where I have the most fun because it's more interactive. You
yeah,
guys get interactive and we get to educate and just have a good time. There's
yeah,
no pressure
yeah.
except for when he
But
gets off and I start selling.
yeah, exactly. So get to selling. Guys, pay attention to the gold and silver.
Yeah,
I believe it's driving the price of paper up.
it is.
If you're not a seller on whatnot, get signed up. Sell your currency that you are not intending to keep. Make money with the stuff that you bought. Now, I think is a great opportunity if you're going to sell stuff that you bought that you do not intend to keep. Sell it now.
Yeah.
Get it while it's hot. Um, Confederate notes are kind of they're obsoletes are like this, and I think it's just everything's going to keep going. No, I don't expect nothing to go down. I think everything's going to keep going up. And everybody says, well, "What do you see silver doing?" It's crazy. What do you see gold doing? It's crazy. But just pay attention. And like I said, if you have an opportunity to buy a big collection, buy it.
Hmm.
If you have an opportunity and you see a note at a great price, buy it because it's going to do nothing but this.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know.
So,
I don't really pay attention to them, but I have paid attention to paper currency going up. I'm like, why? I'm like, okay, gold. People sold gold to buy silver. Now silver's high. People sell silver to buy paper. How many times did you hear people say, "Oh, I've sold X amount of silver and I'm buying paper at the show"?
oh, a lot of them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, that one guy that had that huge collection.
That I offer 30 grand for it, he didn't take.
Yeah. No, well,
I know.
and yeah, people will take silver profits. There's going to be some fluctuations in the market, but he's right. It's by the time it's over, it's going to look like this. It'll be like this, but it's going to be trending upward.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen that recently where it was up at like 93 and then it dropped to 88, and then it
Yep.
went, it's right back up into the 93s.
But I think it's caused paper to do something I've never seen before. Paper's hot. I mean, paper
Yeah.
currency is hot right now. Horse blankets aren't, but paper currency is hot, and it's a great time. Like I said, if you have a big collection that you don't intend to keep, sell it.
Yep.
I think you'll miss the boat if you don't, and you don't do it soon.
Yep.
And that's just me. So, all right, my phone's about to die.
All
Uh,
right. Thank you, sir.
y'all keep doing what you're doing. I like it, and thank y'all.
Yeah, we'll have to have you on again, man. This was fun.
Yep. He said, "How much are those hunters back there?"
Yeah, I'll show you.
No, the
I got
66
one.
A's. Rocky, the 66 A's are where it's at right now, man. They want crazy money for them at the shows.
Yeah, they
Crazy
do.
money. So, all right, y'all have a good night. We'll see you.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
All right, y'all. Now it's my turn. I'm gonna hang out for about yeah, bye, coach. I'm gonna hang out for about half hour, 45 minutes. We went through obsoletes. Do you guys want to go through some obsoletes? I do have some auctions set up. We can run a givey. That's a good idea. Let's run a giveaway. I can flip through some obsoletes. I got some gold backs. Is there anything in particular anyone's looking for? Um, oh, thank you, vehicle. You didn't have to do that. I feel bad now. You're gonna make me stay on. But here, I'll start flipping through some stuff. I've had some people ask about these. I'll show them off real quick. I got a couple of 500s. This is a 2202 mule in a very fine 25. Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you coming in. Yeah, bye, coach. This one's has a yeah, run and gold back. You know what? Let's start off with that. We'll do a couple of buck and goes on some gold backs. So we got the crowd for it. Yeah, take it easy, man. I do have a show book. I'm going to move my show for tomorrow. I'm going to move it to Saturday afternoon. Vehicle's going to run, I think, tomorrow. Type it in there, vehicle, if you are. Carolina, you're running too at some point, aren't you? But here we go. We got the Washington, D.C. Goldback. We'll start out with a couple of these and see how they do, and then we'll go from there. Let's get this party started. Oh, I guess I need stickers, huh? Dollar and go. We're going to bucket, and we're going to go it. Oh, I got to reduce the time. Get in there, y'all. It's running. It's running. It's a Washington, D.C. commemorative Goldback. Get in there. You know you want it. I got the light around here so you can see all the cool stuff it does. Definitely worth more than $3, y'all. Check that out. It is cool. These things are nice. You gotta love them. Goldback. This is the Washington, D.C. one. They only made, what was it, 250,000 of them. They're flying off the shelves. Get in there. Gary's in. Keep it going. Keep it going, Gary. Get in there. Gary's taking it down at $9. Too cheap. Way too cheap. Ace Band's in. Yes, very limited. Maybe after this one, I'll run a silverback if I can find them. They're around here somewhere. Keep it going. Go, go, go. Ace Band took that one down. What are you doing, Jaycock? What is he doing? You found a charger?
I found a charger. I'm out of here though. I gotta leave. I don't want to co-host. Hold on. How do I get myself off here?
Here, I'll remove you.
Remove.
I cut him off. All right, let me see if I can find a silverback. We'll try a silverback if I can find them. I've been moving stuff around so much today. Oh, there they are. All right, I don't know how many of you have seen the new silverbacks, but here's a new silverback for you. Let me get a sleeve for it. We'll do one more, and then I'm going to flip through some of the obsoletes. We'll take a look at obsoletes. And of course, as always, any price you see on anything I show you, make me an offer on. I do have room to play. Here's a silverback. Any broke backs? Yeah, my back is broke. You broke it in oh, never mind. I'm not gonna say it. There you go, dollar and go. We got the Hades note, you got the Hellhounds. Get in there, y'all. These things are flying too. Oh my god, you're right, Jaycock. My light sucks. I'm gonna get a different light tomorrow. It's a nice looking note. Get in there, definitely worth more than $3. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. You got the Hellhounds, you got Hades. This is the beginning of a 5-set series. This is number 38652 of 50,000. You want to get in there and get these. You can't get them anymore. No, they weren't my drawers. Get in there, y'all. Jinx is in. Keep it going. Keep it going, y'all. They're gonna be, yeah, they're flying. You can kind of see my reflection. Hi, y'all. Get in there. Oh my god, that sounded really feminine. Sorry about that. You got the Hellhounds, you got the Skull Scene. They're gonna come out with 5 other ones. Really cool. These things are badass. I love them. Silverbacks are cool. Jinx won that one. Congratulations. All right, let's flip through. We talked about obsoletes in our show. Let's go ahead and flip through some. If you see one that you like, like I said, we're gonna do. You know what? I'm gonna buck and go this real quick. Here you go. State of North Carolina 10-cent. We talked about obsoletes. Here's one. Does have a little pinhole in there. I just saw it right there. You can see it. But we're gonna go ahead and buck and go this one. Dollar and go. It's a state of North Carolina 10-cent note. 10-cent fractional out of the state of North Carolina. It's a great looking note. These things are obsoletes. They're great. They're yeah, check out that hornet's nest. It's freaking cool. Ace Band's in. Keep going. Keep going. Definitely worth more than $1. Go, go, go. Gary's in. State of North does have a little stain on top. Did have that one pinhole in there. Still a great looking note. Selecting a winner of that givey. Who's going to get it? Iceman. Gary's in. Got the state of North Carolina 10-cent. I got some raw ones. I got some other raw ones. I got some graded ones. We'll flip through the graded ones real quick. Keep going, y'all. Definitely worth more than $8. Gary's back in. This is up there. $70, $80 note, y'all. Keep going. State of North Carolina 10-cent. Look at the back and the front. Jinx is in. Don't let Jinx steal it for $10, y'all. Keep it going. Gary's back in. Good looking note. Very good looking. Roger's in. Yes, feather pen signed. Very nice. Why aren't you moderating? Thought I moderated you. Get in there. Michael's in. Michael taking that one down for the Lolo. Congratulations on that one. All right, let's flip through. I do have a someone asked about $100 1966. I would do this one. I don't have a price on it. Maybe I don't have the price on it. Man. So what are we looking for, y'all? Is there anything in particular? I can do a flip through on some of these. If you see one you like, let me know. Here's another state of North Carolina 10. This one's in a little bit of better shape than the other one. I'd be willing to start this one at 40 if anyone's interested. Here's a state of North Carolina 25. You know what? I got a bunch of North Carolinas. Why don't we do a bundle deal? Why don't we try a bundle? Here, we'll do the nice ones here. Here's a 25, a 10. Anything from Michigan. Funny you mentioned that. I do have a Michigan note. Let me see if I can remember where I set it. I think it's in this stack. Is it in this one? It's not in this one. Where'd my other stack of them go? Not there. Oh my goodness. Is it in this one? I do have Michigan. Hold on. Might be buried. I'm gonna find it though. Might be buried in the. What's up, Wesley Jamie? Where did it go? That's what happens. Like I always say, these notes are like children. They tend to run away from me. Oh, here it is. Here's the stack. This is what I was looking for. Ugh. I do have a Detroit $1. It might be on the. There it is. Took me a minute. Woo. All right. Check this out. Detroit, Michigan State Bank of Michigan in a 58 EPQ. It's a remainder note. I got it priced at 500, but feel free to make me an offer on it. It's a good looking note and it's in a 58 EPQ. I mean, look at that. Gorgeous looking note. I'll run it. I'll run it for this. We'll do 450. 450 on this bad boy. It's a beautiful 1859 state of Michigan, Bank of Michigan, remainder. Or again, make me an offer on it too if you're interested. No pressure. All righty. Let's flip through some of. Oh, let's go back to the. Set that off to the side. I was going to make a deal with. Let's see here. We'll do. Yeah. What? I mean, let's put it in your hands. All right. Here we go. You got the 10 cent. You got the 25 cent. You got the $1. You got another dollar. You got the $2. Let's see. What can I run this at? $125. I heard 125. All right, I'll start it at there. You get all these notes for one money. 125. 125. You get them all. You get the 10 cent. You get the 25 cent. You get the $1. You get another dollar. You get the $2. Check out these backs. Man, they're nice. They're good looking notes, y'all. All right, no love on those. Got a baby bond. Anyone interested in a baby bond? Why don't we run this one? We'll try got the Louisiana baby bond on the back. We'll run this one for we'll say we'll start it cheap. We'll start it at 40. 40 and go. State of Louisiana, $5 baby bond. Get in there, y'all. Get in there. Cheap, very cheap. Yep. $100 all day long. Cheap, cheap, cheap. All right. What are we looking for, y'all? There's a 10 cent. Here's a 5 cent. We got a nice little $1 right here. The DC National. Oh, let me find it, Denmar. Got to track it down. You mean the Riggs National Bank, I take it? No, I got it in my stacks. I got all my notes are like running around here on me. So I'm looking for it. It's around here. I'm gonna find it. Ow, as I hit my head on my computer. Good thing I didn't damage much. Yeah, I know. It's like I've been flipping through notes all during the educational. Oh, okay. I know which one you're talking about. The Potomac one. Let me find it. I got the Republic, Citizens Bank, Republic, State of Mississippi, Canal Bank. Oh my gosh, there it is. That one. Denmar, is that the one you were talking about? Oh, the 1929. All right. I thought that was what you were talking about. I wasn't 100% sure. I do have it around here somewhere. Give me just a second. I just saw it too. That's the funny part. But I know it's close by. That one. So I have it marked at 750. Top pop, only 4 total graded. Make me an offer on it, buddy. Let me put these down real quick. I'll bring it back up so you can do a slow buy. All right. It's a good looking note. Just to give everyone a history lesson. Right there is the Riggs National Bank headquarters. So it's on the back of the $10 bill. But yeah, I'll set this aside. What else are we looking for, y'all? Can I interest you? Do we want to look through some graded stuff? Do we want to? Is there any obsolete you guys want to see? Um, I mean, I got tons of I got Confederates. So here's the state of North Carolina $1. I got them by state. Here's a nice one with the back on it. Good looking note. State of North Carolina 50 cent. I'd be willing to do a stack again if someone wants it. Here's a kind of beat up $10. We can do let's see here. Oh, 15 people. I want a buck and go up, but I don't have enough people in here. Maybe I'll run another givey. We'll run one more givey and see if we can get some action in here. Does anyone need a start here? You know what? I'll start it cheap. $20. $20 on a nice. Does have pinholes as you can see, but it's a good starter bill. It's got a pretty fire back on it. Yeah, it's a very nice one. Let's see here. We got a Confederate States 20. It's been canceled, cut canceled. I could go pretty cheap on that one. Here's a nice fractional 50 cent. I could run this one at a pretty decent price too. It does have those pinholes in it. Here's a 50 Confederate. What else do we got here? We got this nice Confederate 100. I could do this for 150. It's got some writing on the back. Here, I'll run this one. I'll run this one for 150. It's Confederate State, September 6, 1862. It's got a signature on the back. I can't really read it. Signed February of 1863. Oh, interest paid January 1864. So you get the interest payments written in ink. I've never seen that. All right, no problem. Here's a nice Confederate 100. Got that one marked at 175. I could run this one for pretty cheap. Let's do 140 for this one. It's a good looking note. You got the train visionette in there. Oh man, I do have to. Jaycock's right. I got to get a different light. Get in there, y'all. Good looking note. Is there anything anyone is looking for in particular? Here's another Confederate 100. If anyone's interested in that one, I could run this one at a good price. Again, interest accrued 63. Pretty cool. A nice Confederate 20. I think this might be a contemporary counterfeit. I got to look this one up. Here's another Confederate 20. This one's got a nice back. Oh, this one might be the error one too. I think it's got extra inking on that one. Maybe not. All right. Here's a canceled Union Bank, obsolete. Got 110 on that one if anyone's interested. What are we looking for, y'all? What are we looking for? Anything in particular? You want graded notes? Do you want obsoletes? I could look through the. I mean, we're at the obsoletes. These are my raw obsoletes. Here's a treasury warrant. I got that marked at 150. Does have a signature on the back. Here's a $5 treasury warrant. Got that for 100. I do the pair for 200 bucks. Let's try that. 2 treasury warrants, $200. So you get the 10 and you get the 5. Signed on the back on both of them. Very nice notes. All righty. Anyone need a 500? It's a mule note. Very fine, apparent partial teller stamp on the face. There's your teller stamp right there. It is a mule. I could do this one at 2050. Nice 1934A 500 mule. Good looking note. All righty. Here's a $5 Oklahoma Goldback Alpha. See the Alpha designation? I could start this one off at 80. Here, we'll try that. Oh, who's going to win that givey? Michael, congratulations. 80 bucks on a $5 Alpha Goldback. Alrighty. Anyone here from Vermont need some Vermont notes? I got a Hydeville Company 10 cent, 25 cent, and a 50 cent. I would like to get 320 for the set, but I can run it for, why don't we do 250 on this one? 250? You get the 10 cent Hydeville Company. It's actually signed by Hyde himself. Hydeville, Vermont. There's the backs. Alrighty, no go there. Here's a 5 cent North. You know what? I gotta admit, I'm exhausted, y'all. I think I'm gonna call it a night. Vehicle, I appreciate you boosting me. I can't hang anymore, buddy. Is there anything anyone wants to see? Anything anyone's looking for? I mean, I do have like a stack of obsoletes. If you have one state that you want, I could probably look and see if I got it. I got some graded obsoletes. If anyone's interested in the graded, I got plenty of large size. I do have, what else do I got? I mean, I got tons of stuff, but all right. Thank you all for attending the currency show. I'm going to move my show tomorrow to Saturday afternoon. We have some family coming into town that it was unexpected. So bookmark my show and I will put that in for Saturday afternoon. For all of you in the weather path, stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy, and thank you all for attending me and Vehicles and Jaycock's little currency talk. Let's go find a raid. Who are we going to raid? Top US. Let's go raid Top US. All right, y'all. Thanks again. Have a good night. See ya.